Hello everyone and welcome to my Rive tutorial. Today, we're going to create a data-driven, dynamically changing icon grid. First, let's create an artboard for our icon. We'll set the width and height to 100 pixels. For organization, let's name this artboard icon. Now, let's go to the data panel and create a view model named icon_VM. This will store our icon components data. Let's drag our tree graphic from the assets panel onto the stage. In the hierarchy panel, we'll name the group containing our tree active. This will represent the colored or active state of the icon. To create an interaction, we need a second state. We'll duplicate the active group and rename it passive. To represent this passive state, we're going to change all of its colors to a single shade of gray. This creates a clear visual distinction between the active and passive states. Let's go to the data panel, a view model named icon_VM. Inside it, we'll add a list attribute called list index. This property will allow each copy of our icon to hold its own unique sequence number, index, when it's duplicated in a list. We will use this number later in our animation logic. Now let's switch to animate mode to bring these states to life. Inside it, we'll add two timelines. Let's name the first one Passive Tim. On this timeline, we'll hide the active group by setting its opacity to 0, leaving the passive group visible. We'll name the other timeline Active Tim and do the exact opposite. This time, the passive group is hidden and the active group is visible. On the state machine graph, we connect the entry node, which is the starting point of the animation, to Passive Tim. This ensures our icons will always start in the passive state. Next, we'll draw two-way transition arrows between Passive Tim and Active Tim. These arrows define how we can transition between the states. Now, let's build the brains of the system. Create a new main artboard. Let's name this main artboard. Let's create a new view model for our main stage called main_VM, and inside it, two number properties, icon count and reveal count. Now, returning to our icon's state machine, we'll set the transition conditions. We click on the arrow going from passive to active and add a condition. This transition will only happen if the reveal count value is greater than the list index value we just created. For the transition from active back to passive, we add the opposite condition. If the reveal count is less than or list index, the icon should return to its passive state. We will be able to control which icons are active simply by changing the reveal count number. Let's go back to design mode and prepare our main stage. Now, how do we turn a number value like 100 into a list? We need a converter for that. From the data panel, we go to the converter menu and create a number to list converter. This tool's only job is to take a number like icon count and convert it into a list with that many items. Now that we have our converter that generates the list, we need to use the icon_VM model. We can add child layout and an artboard list layer in the hierarchy panel. We select this layer and bind its property to icon count from main_VM. Then, from the data bind menu, we add the number to list converter we just created. Now, the number of icons appearing on the stage will be automatically determined by the value we enter for icon count. Let's set it to 100. As you can see, 100 passive tree icons have been created. From the layout panel, we can enable the wrap feature to switch to a grid view and adjust the spacing. Let's also make the icon size dynamic. Inside main_VM, right under reveal count, we'll add a third number property called icon size. Then we'll go back to the icon artboard and bind the scale property of the main group to this icon size value from main_VM. This way, we can control the size of all icons from a single place. Let's also adjust the gaps. And now for the magic moment. With the main artboard selected, we slowly increase the reveal count value from the data panel. As you can see, as the reveal count increases, the icons whose list index is lower than this value become active one by one. This is the power of Rive, managing complex animations with simple data inputs. Thanks for watching.